Good to see you. Made some coffee. You want some?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
I thought all cops drank coffee. Is it going to be that kind of meeting, or?
Well, Lucky's taking a leave of absence.
Right.
And he's out of the country for a while, so they've reassigned all his cases. And I was lucky enough to get the one where you put the bomb in Johnny's car.
That was the Lopez brothers.
Well, the Lopez brothers, may they rest in peace, have been cleared. That makes you the prime suspect, Dad.
No.
So Johnny had been using Ethan Lovett as insurance because you and Luke go way back. And he just happened to be out buying his dad cigars the night the explosion went off.
Ethan's just a very generous son.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. But what I think is you called your buddy, Luke, and told him to get his son as far away from Johnny as possible.
We're going to have to talk to Luke about that one, Dante.
Well, it's pretty convenient, you know, both Lopez brothers dying the way they did.
I had the opportunity to make...
I mean, we checked the warrants, and, you know, their records are clean. They never had any problems with Johnny. They were running, you know, pretty good business with each other.
Do you really expect the Lopez brothers to write out a plan on blowing up a car?
They had no reason to kill Johnny.
But why are you doing this? You set up a nice truce between me and Johnny. There could have been a war. It didn't happen thanks to you. You got it right. Just leave it alone, Dante.
What?
I didn't ask for this case, okay? A crime was committed and it needs to be solved. Johnny and Christina were almost killed in the car bomb. You had the means, the motive, and the opportunity. I'm just doing my job investigating.
Okay, can you just hear me out? You don't want to, look, you don't want to be single-minded and make the same mistake you made with Michael.
I will regret what Michael went through for the rest of my life. And I've been working like hell to make amends with Michael. I'm not going to write you up any free passes so you can get away with murder.
Do you hear yourself? Have you learned anything? Same thing happened with Michael. Nobody could tell you anything. You made up your mind about what the truth was, and you were going to go after it no matter what. You tracked down Michael. You made him confess. And you know what? You thought the judge was going to react in a certain way, and he didn't.
This is a completely different situation.
No, it's not. It's tunnel vision, because I get the same thing. Why do you want to stir everybody up and mess up the truth that you created?
I'm just a cop trying to solve a case here. So.
You're not just a cop.
Yeah.
No. You're not just a cop. You're a cop who happens to be my son. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from my many mistakes. If you got peace, appreciate it. Don't tear down what you built. And don't try to fix something that cannot be fixed. Sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone.
Is your phone working?
Yes, it is. I just shut it off because I've been pretty slammed.
If you had kids, you would know that's never a good idea. I had an interesting conversation with the principal at Madison.
Is Michael in trouble?
He's fine, but he called in sick, and the principal tried to call you, and he couldn't reach you, so he called me, which is great, but why didn't you answer your phone?
Lulu and I went away for a couple days.
Where'd you go?
Ireland.
Well, you could have let me know. Michael could have stayed with me.
Well, I just don't think the judge would have approved of that.
But it's okay that he stays by himself? No. That's not okay?
Okay, look, I messed up. It was a really last-minute trip, and I should have called and given you a heads up.
Look, I get it, you know, if Michael can't be a priority. I do.
Well, Michael is a priority.
If you're having a hard time with the living arrangements, I can just petition the court to make some changes.
Look, Michael needs to stay with me for the duration of his parole. I mean, I think it's in everyone's best interest if we don't rock the boat with
Michael needs to be with his family. He needs to feel like he can talk to someone.
Yeah, he can talk to me.
I know Michael's grateful because you got him out of Pentonville. I'm grateful. I just don't want anything to go wrong.
Okay, look, my record is clean. That's all Judge Carroll cares about. I don't think now is the time to make any changes.
I want Michael to get through this parole with no surprises.
That's all I want to.
Okay.